Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome to today's video. For those of you who are new, this may be your first time coming across my channel, watching one of my videos, which means you are probably not yet subscribed. Welcome, my name is Tyler with an O, and for those of you who are already my people, already subscribed and are just returning for another video, welcome on back. So today's video, I wanted to tell a little story. I have a lot of stories, a lot of experiences, a lot of scandalous tea, honey, that I just be sitting on. And I just figured like, I'm gonna start sharing them. Some of these stories, time has passed. Some of them are current, okay? But all the people in the stories don't watch my channel, so I'm just about to spill the tea. So this particular story time, I'm not going to tell you when or where it takes place. I'm sorry, I just cannot disclose that information. And it just has a lot to do with the nature of the story and incident. I was on a little app or whatever one day and someone slid into my inbox. And so I was just like, okay. Now, this someone who slid into my inbox was fine. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm having flashbacks. Anyway, so was just fine boots. And so I was just like, okay, you know, interested. Go to that profile and it says that this person is straight. That's how they choose to identify, whatever. His pictures on his profile had him all up in the gym and everything. Very like built, very much football player body. He's probably my complexion, maybe like a little bit darker, had a beard. He was a fine specimen, if I do say so myself. So on this particular app, it shows you your location or your proximity to the person. And so I noticed his said 4 miles away. So when he messaged me, it was just like, hey, what's up, whatever. And I was just like, hey, what's up, like, what's going on, whatever. And then he was just like, oh, it says that you're close, you know, what are you looking for out here, whatever. And I was like, you know, I'm not really looking for too much. And so we was like talking, like small talking or whatever. And he just seemed really cool. And so I asked him, like, you know, do you stay around here? And he was like, no, I'm just on this side of town. I'm actually at the Walmart. It's literally less than a 5-minute drive from my house at the time. So I had mentioned that, and then he was just like, well, you know, I don't be over here that often, so if you want, I can like pull up and we can like chill. And so I'm just like, girl. Obviously, destiny has brought us together. I'm just kidding, no. But girl, I was just like, yeah, okay, you know, he seemed cool. We small talked, you know, we chatted it up a little bit, and I don't know when I'm gonna see him again, like in this area. So I was just like, okay, cool. Like, you know, maybe this could be a potential friend, you know, a potential, you know, it don't even matter what it could be, girl. I was just open to the possibilities. Okay, and we're just going to leave it at that. Anywho, he was like, you know, send me the address or whatever. And so I was just like, well, wait a minute now. You only a hop, skip, and a jump away from my house, and like, I need to get over a shower, you know, I need to do what I gotta do if I'm gonna be having company, you know? And so I was like, give me like 15 minutes. Give me like 15 minutes. He was just like, okay, cute, whatever. So I gave him the address. I didn't give him my apartment number. I gave him the neighborhood address, so that way he could at least know where he's going or be en route or whatever. If you wanted to come here and sit up at the front office, that ain't my business, but I'm not giving you my apartment number until I'm ready for you to actually arrive at my apartment, you hear me? And so anyways, the time has come. The time had came for me to give this man my apartment number. I gave him my apartment number, whatever. And so I be peeking out the window because I want to know that the person pulling up is the person in the picture, all of that, girl. Like, I need to see before you even get up over here. So I was peeking in the window. I saw him get out, and girl, when he got out this car, I would say double the fineness that was online. So I was just like, okay, come on. We had made like a little comment about like cuddling or like cuddle weather or whatever the hell it was. But the thing was like cuddling or whatever. So he had came in, he just like gladly walked up in my apartment. I was like, sir, you can go ahead and take your shoes off. If you didn't notice, you walk by a pile of shoes at the door. So yours can just go right over there. Like, you're not gonna step on my carpet. I don't care, you know. So anyways, we go and we lay on the couch or whatever. And instantly, like, he's like mad comfortable around me. Like, it wasn't one of those I sit on one end of the couch, he sit on the other. In fact, I sat down first and then he came and sat next to me and he kind of sat kind of close or whatever. And then he was like, you know, we were just talking or whatever. And then he kind of like laid like on the couch and was just like, you said you wanted to cuddle, right? And I was just like, I mean, so like we was just laying there, whatever. I don't know what I had on TV, but we were just laid up and that's what it was gonna be. So we was just talking, laid up. He was like, you know, your place is pretty nice. Like, you know, I like this. And I was just like, yeah, it's cool, it's cute or whatever, you know what I mean? And so I wasn't trying to give it too much. I don't like to let niggas know like what it's looking like, you know, I don't like niggas counting my pockets, things like that. I don't too much know you. So I was just like, you know, it is, it's okay, you know, it does what it's supposed to do, you know what I'm saying? He was like, you stay here by yourself? And I was just like, yeah, you know, like he's in my apartment. He sees that it is a 1-bedroom apartment. And so after I said that I stay here by myself, he was just like, oh, so maybe if I'm in the neighborhood, I can just, you know, pull up on you and come see you. And I was like, not quite, because I'm single. You know, I'm zipping it and zooming it. I might have a little company one day. You never know. You're going to call first, sir. A little bit into the conversation, he had made a comment and he was just like, if your boyfriend walked in right now, he not gonna be too happy with what he sees. Because we were literally laying on the couch, cuddling, you know. And I don't have a boyfriend, but he didn't know that. And so when he said that, I made the little smart remark back and I was just like, no, he's not. He's not gonna be happy with what he sees. And then I just feel like, you know, for my safety, okay, think that I don't live by myself. Think that somebody else is here. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was given. So we ended up spending that time together or whatever. And then when he was leaving, I was telling him like, you know, well, I hope to see you again one day. If not, you know, be safe out there, whatever. It was just, and that was that. Girl, tell me why a couple weeks later, I'm sitting in my house, I'm making beats on my GarageBand or whatever, so I have my headphones in. And then I thought I heard something. So then I like take my headphones out and I'm like sitting in the silence. You know how black folk do when they hear something, so I'm just sitting there like. On my door. And I'm like, wait, that's my door. Like, that's not my neighbor's door, that's my door. And then I just got to thinking, I'm like, did I order something? Like, am I expecting a package? I'm not expecting company. I didn't put no maintenance requests in. So, like, who is knocking at my door? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really have a company like this. So, who is coming up over here unannounced? So I was gonna go look in the peephole, but then I don't like to look in the peephole because I just feel like, I don't know, I've seen too many movies and people I don't like to know. And then once you're in the peephole, then that person knows that you're behind the door. Anything can happen. They can stick a goddamn katana sword through the door and impale me through my eyeball. I don't do all that, okay? So the fact that I knew this person was at the door, I didn't want to look and then also I didn't want like the shadow to cross behind the peephole and then they know that somebody is home. So I just stood there and I was just like, well, you know, if it was a package or whatever, they'll drop it off and they'll go away. If it's maintenance, they'll either say maintenance or they'll open the door and they'll come inside or whatever. The way my apartment was set up, when people were going up and down the stairs, it kind of like rattled so you can like hear it. And so when I heard footsteps going back down the stairs, I was like, oh my God, perfect. Because the opening of the stairs downstairs is in view of my window. So I can see who that was at my door. So I run to the window, girl. I peek out the blinds. It's him. He did pop up on me like he said he was gonna pop up on me. And so I was like, I didn't know what to make of it. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Messing with like straight or DL dudes is not the safest thing to do. I'm sure you probably have heard stories or know somebody who knows somebody or whatever, but especially if you were in the community, if you were one of the girls, then you know what I mean. And so when he just kind of popped up over here on me, I didn't know what that was giving. It could be anything. You know, one situation I will say as an example for people who are probably like, well, I mean, maybe he just went, like, okay, so there'll be instances or whatever where let's say that he's, you know, out here messing around on the DL and he's messing around with other people or whatever. Let's say one of those people exposes him or posts something online, outs him, calls his baby mama, whatever the case might be, and outs him. But he don't know who. And so imagine if he's like, well, I did. It's probably this person, and he puts 2 and 5 together, and somehow comes down to the conclusion of me. So then here he come knocking on my door, and then I'm just like, oh, he didn't see me open the door, and then he rushed my door in and fucking wring my neck, girl. No. So you ain't showing up to my house unannounced, sir. No ma'am. So I was just like, I'm not opening the door for that nigga. And so I was like sitting here watching him, and then I could tell like he's kind of confused. Like he's looking at the buildings like, did I go up these stairs last time or did I go to these? Like I know it's this one. And so he comes back up the stairs. And then he comes back to the door, and then he's knocking. And I'm just like, okay, what do I do? Like, do I answer? I don't know. So then I try to call my friend, like, if in case I need somebody to roll up over to my apartment, like. Anyways, long story short, he disappears. So I'm just kind of gagged. I'm like, why did he show up here unannounced? Part of me is like, well, he did kind of joke and say, I'm gonna pop up on you, da-da-da. Maybe he just wanted to kick it. I don't know. So, but also, I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm not risking it. Like, if you want to see me, then you call me first, or you message me first. So, with that being said, the gag is when straight or DL men try to like slide in your DMs or whatever, after they establish contact or whatever with you and y'all message, especially if y'all exchange phone numbers or whatever, more than likely they're going to block you on whatever app or social network that y'all communicated on originally, because they don't want no paper trail, they don't want no messages being able to screenshot, and it's a whole thing, girl. You just have to know the culture. Anyway, so I was just like, okay, dodged a bullet. No, the next day he shows up, knocking on my door, and I'm just like, no. Like, now that I see that you're persistent, I'm especially not answering the door. Like, maybe if I just don't answer, he'll just go away. He'll be like, okay, he ain't fucking with me no more. Or, you know, like maybe it'll just be like, maybe, I don't know, I moved, I don't fucking know. But I was just like, I'm not gonna open this door because I just don't really know what's the tea, and I don't really want to see him. I don't know, it was just creeping me out that he was coming to my house unannounced. So second time around, when he was knocking, he was like making beats on the door. Like, he was just being like silly, and he is like a silly dude. So he was like knocking on the door, and he was like, and like making beats on the door. And so I'm just like, okay, he's not hostile. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's like, hey, open up the door, bitch. Like, you know, he not coming in here like, you know. And so I was just like, okay, maybe he like genuinely just thinks that it's okay to just pop up at my house to hang out, like when he's in the area. And so I was gonna go open the door for him. And then by the time I went to the door, I went to look out the peephole and he was gone. I heard the footsteps down the stairs and he went and walked back to his truck and left. And so I was just like, okay, I missed him. Like, I planned too long, I pondered too long. So I was like, if he comes back tomorrow, I'm going to open the door. So now the third day arrives. He did not show up. I was ready to open the door like, why are you here? How can I help you? Okay, so now, you're gonna have to follow me here because I'm going to introduce, when I tell you, I'm living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden. Okay, a little bit of time has passed, okay? Now I'm in communication with a totally different person, okay? We're gonna call this person Waka. So I'm in communication with Waka. Me and Waka chopping it up. We hung out a few times. He's a cool friend, whatever. David is the man who just be popping up. David was Mr. Knock Knock on my door. Unannounced. Okay, we're gonna name him David. So anyways, fast forward, it's now been at least a week. And you know, I'm single. I'm zipping and zooing it. You know what I'm saying? And so one night, Walker was supposed to come over. I was like, come over around 7. You know, I'll be ready for around 7 o'clock. He was like, okay, cute. 7 rolled around. He was at his brother's house, and then he had to like shower and some other stuff. So now it's going on 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, he's like, I'm on my way, blah, 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 whatever. And then 8:30 rolled around. I'm just like, okay, where are you? Like, are you coming or not? Like, what's the tea? Like, what's going on? And he's like, oh, I just caught a flat tire sorry, I ran over something and now my tire's flat. Let me put this spare on and then I'm gonna be on the way. And I was just like, boy, okay, whatever. So 8:30 rolled around, 9 o'clock rolled around, 9:30 rolled around. I was like, okay, he flaked on me, you know, and that's fine. And so I ended up falling asleep. I fell asleep on the couch. I'm just like, he's no call, no show. You know, he's disqualified as far as I'm concerned. So I'm asleep on the couch and then I wake up, I'm checking my phone. I'm like, it's 12:30, like midnight. It's 12:30. And so I'm hearing the knocking again. Mind you, my TV's still going because I fell asleep with the TV on. So in my mind, I'm just like, no, you were supposed to be here at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 8:30. All you had to do is put a spare on. Now you playing. Like that's disrespectful to me. Don't just think that you could just show up here at any time. Like I don't play that shit. Especially when it comes to certain type of dudes. No, you're not gonna think that you have some type of like open, easy privilege access type of thing because you're one way and I'm another way, that you just, because it's a long, girl, again, you just have to know the culture. And so I was just like, no, I'm not opening the door. So I'm just laying there, whatever, knocking continues. And then I hear him say like,
I literally hear you in there, just open the door.
He hears the TV. So I was just like, fuck it. You know, he was supposed to come anyway. Yeah, he's late. I'll give him a little attitude when I open the door, girl. So I'm just waking up. I get up off the couch. I go open the door. It's David. I thought it was Waka. David was standing at my door at 12:30 at night. When I tell you my heart dropped to my pinky toes, I was shook. Cause now here is this person I've been avoiding as they've been repeatedly coming to my house. Then I thought they were just forgot and stopped coming by and they weren't bothered. Now I'm expecting a whole other nigga to show up and then this dude is standing at my door and then it's 12:30. So I'm gagged because I'm like, what's about to happen? You know what I'm saying? Like what is going on? So instantly I was perturbed, you know? And so I was just like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you just at my house at 12:30? And then he was just like, you wasn't here the other times I came. So I was acting like I didn't know he came the other times because I didn't want him to think I was ignoring him. I wanted him to think that I just wasn't home. And so I was just like, wait, you've come to my house before? That don't even matter. Like, why are you, like, don't just show up at my house unannounced. Like, you couldn't have called or texted me first. Cause like I had an attitude and I wanted to let him know, like, this is not okay. And so he was just like, I don't know what the problem is. Like, why? Like, what were you doing? And I was just like, I was asleep and I'm going back to sleep. And he was just like, well, can I at least come in? And so I had the door like kind of cracked. I was like, no, I'm going back to sleep. I was asleep. It's 12:30. And then he was like, well, shit, can I at least use the bathroom? Because, I mean, it was a long drive over here. And so when he said that, I was just like, okay, why does he want to get inside my house so badly? So I was like, kind of like nervous. I ain't gonna hold you. I was nervous, bitch. I was like, what? But also like, this a big nigga, and I know if I try to like hurry up and slam the door, he could probably push this fucking door down and shit. So I was just like, okay, I don't want no problems. Maybe if I just like act cool, invite him inside, we can discuss this and I could convey to him that this is not okay and we can nip this in the bud. Because I didn't no longer have access to him on the app. I didn't have his phone number, so there was no way that I could communicate with him outside of that, and vice versa. Which again is my reasoning for him just showing up at my house, is because there was no way he could have communicated with me because he is DL, and so he deleted and blocked me on the app because he didn't want no paper trail, girl. And so I let him in my house. So I opened the door and I was just like I had an attitude, like for real attitude. So he comes in, he was like, look, I'll even take my shoes off. Took his shoes off and then he went to the bathroom or whatever. So he's in the bathroom, I'm still standing at the door. So when he came out the bathroom, I'm at the door like, okay, like you used the bathroom, Goodbye. Tell me why this N-word gonna come out the bathroom and then he goes and sits on my couch. I'm standing at the front door with the door open still. He goes and sits on the couch. I was like, oh, this man might be crazy. Like, this might be some shit. I might have to fight this nigga. He had no intention of leaving. And I just invited him in my house. So now he is in here. And so in the back of my mind, I'm like, what if Walker shows up? Too, also. So I was like, okay, well, we gonna talk about this. I was like, why are you showing up at my house at 12:30? Like, it's late. He's like, it's not late, it's only 12:30. But he works overnight, so to him, that's not late. Whatever. And he was like, I don't understand why you're tripping. Like, I told you last time when I was here, I was gonna pop up on you. And I was like, yeah, and when you said that, I told you, no, that's not how this gonna work. And he's like, well, you said that you live by yourself and I knew you ain't have no man. And I was just like, you didn't know that. And I was like, that's neither here nor there. I'm single. I could meet somebody tomorrow. I could have a boyfriend tomorrow. I could be married tomorrow. You don't know. You don't just show up at my house. What if I had company? Guess what this motherfucker... He said,
well, then I guess they would have just had to leave.
So I'm like, oh yeah, he is... This could be bad. So then he was just like, well, you must have been asleep the other times I came. And I was like, wait, so other times? And so I was trying to act stupid, like I didn't know he was here other times. And other times he came, it was around like 11 o'clock in the morning. I remember because I was doing something specifically at that time when he knocked. And that was one of the reasons why I didn't open the door, because I was in the middle of something and it was 11 o'clock in the morning. Anyways, so I was just like, well, sleep. What time were you coming? He was like, oh, I would come at like 6 a.m. So now that just told me that aside from the 2 times that I saw you here at 11, you were also coming to my house at 6 in the morning? I was like, I don't like this. I don't like this. No. Do not show up at my house unannounced. And so he was like, oh, well, actually, you got an attitude. And I was like, yeah, because I was asleep. And he woke me up. And he's like, oh, well, if you sleep, then you go back to sleep. And I was just like, well, once you leave, I am going to go back to sleep. Tell me why this man gets up off my couch, grabs my hand, and was like, well, let's go to sleep. And proceeds to walk me to my own bedroom. I gagged. Because I was like, I'm going to have to stab him. He's not leaving. So at this point, I'm like in my head, I'm like, okay, what's the best way to go about this? Because like, I don't want to get confrontational. I don't want to get like aggressive and this turn into like a actual like situation. So I'm still like, okay, well, play it cool. And then maybe you could just like convince him to leave, or the visit will come to an end and then you tell him to leave. So we walk to my bedroom. He gets in my bed. He gets in the bed, spread out. I'm standing there like, if you want to hear the rest of that story, y'all gonna have to let me know. Because I'm not just gonna be spilling all this juicy tea and y'all ain't interacting and y'all ain't participating in the story times. Because like I said, I have a lot of stories, I have a lot of experiences, a lot of scandalous things that have gone down, a lot of lessons learned, okay? And a lot of things that I want to talk about. I feel like it's something interesting that I don't really, or haven't really too much done on my channel. Yes, I've done story times, but they haven't been nothing juicy and they haven't been really anything adult. You know what I'm saying? And so I kind of want to start doing that, but y'all really got to be into it, because I'm not just about to be up on here telling my business for no reason. But if this is something that you guys want to see, something that is going to encourage conversation and something that could be very much teachable moments for somebody else, then definitely let me know. Comment down below, let me know if you're into it or anything else that you'd like to see here on this channel. And most importantly, make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss out on any more of this Tyler with no goodness. And I will catch you all on my next video. Peace.